not even sexually active. Why do I need a pap smear? Pap smear is not for women that are sexually active. Pap smear is a routine recommended screening test that collects cervical cells from the cervix and tests it for possible precancerous cells that could possibly cause cervical cancer. Do you recommend that I go get the screening done? Yes, I recommend you do the screening. Thank you so much. You are very welcome. Hello and welcome back to another video from me. If this is your first time coming across this face, coming across my video, my name is Victoria. I do talk about nursing, beauty, nutrition and lifestyle. Any information that's going to benefit your health and wellness, I love to discuss, okay? With all that being said, in today's video, we're going to be discussing about pap smear, okay? You saw the scenario that I showed at the beginning of the video, how people are confused with who should have pap smear and at what age pap smear should start, okay? So this video is going to explain to you what pap smear means, at what age you should start, when you should stop, and who should have it, okay? Pap smear is a routine recommended screening test that collects cells from the cervix to test for cervical cancer, okay? It is recommended that women between the age of 21 to 65 get this screening test done, okay? Cervix is the lower part of a woman's womb, okay? I'm gonna show you guys a picture. The womb is like right here. The cervix is here, the lower level of the womb, and down there is the vagina, okay? When a cancer grows in the cervix area, cervical area, it's called cervical cancer. When it's in the womb, it's called uterine cancer. And when it's lower in the vagina, it's called vaginal cancer. And vaginal cancer is very rare. We don't really hear about it. So today's video is going to focus on pap smear, okay? And pap smear is the screening test to detect cervical cancer. This cancer is more likely to be cured when detected early. Pap smear is recommended to start at age 21 and repeat every 3 years until age 29, regardless of your sexual history. Regardless of your sexual history means even if you're abstinent, even if you never engaged in sexual intercourse before in your life and you are up to the age of 21, it is recommended that you start your screening test. You do pap smear screening test every 3 years from the age of 21 until the age of 29. At age 30, now you do pap smear and HPV co-testing, and it's done every 5 years. You change from 3 years to 5 years. So when you turn 30, you no longer get only pap smear done, you add it with HPV testing. So what is the purpose of the HPV testing at the age of 30? Pap smear process is that you collect cells from the cervix, okay, to detect abnormal cells or precancerous cells that could lead to cervical cancer. That's the role of the pap smear. Now the HPV is testing for the high-risk HPV strain that causes the cells in the cervix to become abnormal, okay? And the high-risk HPV strains that causes cervical cancer are HPV 16 and HPV 18. That's why this screening test is really important. So after you turn 30 and you do both pap smear and HPV testing, now it is recommended that you repeat the test when you're 35. And after 35, you repeat it again when you're 40, 45, 50 until you're 65. If your test is normal from the age of 21 until the age of 65, it is recommended that you stop the screening test. Okay? The only time you could stop screening for pap smear before the age of 65 is if you have a surgery called total hysterectomy. Total hysterectomy is when a woman have her womb removed, including the cervix. Okay? So there are some diseases that could cause or situations that could cause a woman to remove her womb. One is fibroid. 2 is uterine cancer. Number 3 could be severe pain that cannot be treated, okay, with underlying cause. Another one could be severe bleeding. Regardless of treatment, if all of these persist, regardless of treatment, then hysterectomy is the last option, okay? So when hysterectomy is done, total hysterectomy, where the womb and the cervix is removed, then at this point, you could stop pap smear and HPV co-testing. Pap smear, you're screening for cervical cancer. So if the cervix is removed, why then are we screening? Then there's no need for screening, okay? Only at that point, you can stop screening. So who are the healthcare providers that can do this screening test for you? Number 1 is an obstetrician. Number 2 is a gynecologist. Number 3 is a primary care provider who focuses on family. Number 4 is a women health nurse practitioner. Okay, so I thought that it's really nice that I share this information with you guys, because a lot of women are really confused when it comes to pap smear, when to test, who to test. Okay, and if you're living in a country where you don't have no insurance, try to save up a little money. Go to the clinic, go to the hospital, and ask them for the cost of a pap smear, okay? So you can get yourself tested. Even in countries where there is health insurance, insurance doesn't cover everything. There's something called a copay, that you can make anytime you go for some screening test. Take care of your health in 2026, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.